Hello, I am back. This is Matt and this is Whatcast. So today we're going to continue then with the hilarious coping of the of flat earthers regarding Jaren's switch to the dark side and the fact that he's completed his switch to the dark side by getting a red lightsaber and going on Professor Dave's channel for a chat about it. That's obviously now confirms shill to all the flat earthers out there. We were having a long coping session, and I'm going to dive into part 2 of that. I'm going to jump into it where I left off yesterday. The panel here is this slightly effeminate, sunglass wearing, long haired, strange man. This, I've no idea who that is. Another bloke that thinks he's super famous that I don't know. This bloke that thinks everyone's scared of him and I've never heard of him. And Double J at the bottom there. Without further ado, they haven't even got to Jaren's conversation with Professor Dave yet, but the coping is so much that they don't need to be there. They're just going to continue ranting every time anything's said that they don't like. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Crazy stuff. Let's say hello to Justin. Our brother Justin is here. How are you doing, Justin?
Hello, Justin.
I'm doing great, guys. How you guys doing, man? Pleasure.
Hey, aloha, bro.
Oh yeah.
Justin.
Yeah, pleasure meeting you too, Florida. I haven't had the opportunity to be on a panel with you before.
Nice, good to be here with you. I'm only going to be on a few more minutes. I got my kids
I ain't
with
had
me.
the opportunity yet.
Just before you leave, Keith, just to tell you that, with that guy, I'm not going to discuss about flat Earth, globe versus flat Earth, because it's not the topic. The topic is the video, the WISE file. So this is what we're going to talk about, because I'm not interested in talking about the globe, flat Earth, because
Well, get the fuck on with it then.
there's no point into discussing something that's been already established.
There's no point in discussing anything that we definitely know that we can't win the argument. That's why we won't talk to anyone anymore.
It's clearly, So
Yeah.
So that's just to tell you that I'm going to be saying things that have never been said before.
Yeah, go on. Say the things that have never been said before. I bet I've heard all of them 1 trillion times.
All right, cool. Well, even if I can't join in, maybe I can listen in while I'm traveling some. But the other thing about Austin that I'll share is that, I held out hope for Austin for a long time, but I'm done holding out hope for him. I mean, even though he's allegedly still a flat earther,
I bet he's devastated.
he hasn't done anything strong ever since the TFE. So I don't know what's going on. I know he's allegedly.
Have you seen his arms? How's he going to do anything strong?
Having some real a tough season personally in a lot of different ways, from what I've been told by friends of his that are close, and I'm relative friends with him as well.
Stop slagging him off when he ain't here then.
But I don't know. And the other weird thing is Caleb from TikTok.
Where's Caleb gone? That's a good point. You know why Caleb's gone? Because he realizes there's levels of flat earthers. There's the con men that don't care and everyone just believes them anyway, like Weiss Bay, those sort of people. Then there's the Witsit Caleb type people that are smart enough to realize when they can't argue it anymore, but are they're egotistical to concede defeat, so they just kind of fuck off. Then you've got the ones that kind of just drift away and just don't talk about it anymore because they wasn't really that relevant, and they just stop jumping in the comment sections of everybody's videos. So they just go, they exist because all of the views are down for everybody, pro or against. And then you've got another 25 rungs of the ladder to the depths of despair, bottom of the barrel, which is these guys.
Completely disappeared at the exact same time of TFE. Now, I hear he's real active on X, but he hasn't been on TikTok. He hasn't done anything on TikTok ever since TFE.
Well, but they had a big falling out on TikTok, right? People that don't do TikTok don't realize is these TikTok flat earthers, they're all up each other's arse. And then they also, I heard, not Angels of Light, there was a bloke on there called The Dip or something like that. Fuck knows what his name is. And there's some other dickhead called Fred. And this Fred just shouts his mouth off. He was actually nominated for a top left by Globey McGlobeface, but He just shouts and doesn't let anyone speak. They don't really like going into anyone else unless they're controlling the page, controlling the channel, can mute people whenever they start to get disproven and things like this. But they'd all had a big falling out about something. And Dip, because they'd fell out and they was all calling each other out on not agreeing completely with each other about the shape of the fucking earth, Dip was literally crying on live, crying with real tears over how much he admires Fred and doesn't want to fall out with him. And Caleb, the last time I heard him, was arguing with people, a room full of people, about them. There wasn't his acolytes anymore, and he'd said something, so people had turned on him because he'd had a normal conversation with someone, something like that. That could be what made him fuck off from there. But I think it's more likely that he just realises the earth ain't fucking flat anymore. And that didn't work, so I'm going to press play over there.
No, YouTube.
Yeah, you start putting all these pieces of the puzzle together, and you're like, yeah, something's off. Something's way off. And I even hear rumors that
people have changed their mind. Something's definitely off.
They're not going to release the TFE as a documentary. I hope they do release.
Says who, though? They should. I hope they do. The last I heard of it, I asked Jaren and I asked Will, and they both told me by the end of the year.
Oh yeah, we want that documentary to be out. And speaking about Austin,
they definitely want it to be out until it comes out, and then they'll say they should never have brought this out. This is a hit job.
There are still people, even on TikTok, they are trying to push Austin, like, yeah, whatever he did, or no, he had some amazing argument, like even people trying to like copy him and all that shit. But
don't pretend you didn't love him a year ago. Don't pretend.
Get the fuck out. One opportunity was enough to show that he's a fucking sellout.
What, you wanted him to go and lie, did you? If he'd have lied, you'd have all felt happier about that. If he'd have stood there with the sun above his head and said, there's no sun above my head, you'd have just said it. So he said it, there's no sun above his head. We still like him now. But you needed him to lie. And because he didn't lie, lied about vaping, lied about that, but didn't lie about the sun. Because he didn't lie. That's the truthers don't like him anymore. The irony.
Right? So whoever is fucking defending him still needs to get the fuck out.
Yeah, I agree. Get the fuck out.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty telling, isn't it? Birds
Nope.
of a feather, you know. I think it's a good thing for us because they're a lot easier to spot. Anybody using TFE as evidence of a 24-hour sun.
Shut up, bitch!
The boss is in the house. Ironwork pops up with a super chat there. Keep pressing, team. He's the boss.
The
shut up, bitch!
In my book, to say the least.
Oh yeah, shout out to Ironwork for the super chat, brother. The link is there if you want to jump in.
Oh no, they bring an Ironwork in. I bet they do. He'll put them all in their place.
Yeah, so this is the thing. Yeah. And I'm seeing it very obvious. So anything related now with these guys is not to be trusted. It's that simple.
Anyone that goes against anything we thought we knew, because we just reject all evidence without knowing why we reject it, just don't trust them people.
Of course.
Any association with these sellouts or even with anything with Flat Earth, you cannot trust.
Sellout. Jaren's never been poorer, by the way.
That's it.
Hey guys, I want to say that almost a couple of years ago now, we were at the Greg Locke and Dean Odell debate in Tennessee, right? Me and my wife went to that.
Oh, really? So you must have heard Dean Odell say that if we want to prove it, we'll go to Antarctica and the sun circles around our head, we live on a ball. Did you hear that live then, did you?
And I met Aloha. I don't know if you're still here, Keith, but it was good to meet you there, bro. I had a good time with you.
Yeah, that was the
people. You know,
that was the best.
To meet Trey Smith. I love that dude.
Yeah,
when I met
cool.
Austin, you know, so we went around. It wasn't only flat earthers there. So the Mechanical Realm had just been released, like, you know, 6 or 8 or 10 weeks before we got there to Tennessee in December. And it was a bit of a stir, you know. It was a bit of a hot topic at the time. The debate was...
Yeah, now it's over. Because Dean Odell said what would prove it, and it didn't prove it. Therefore, just accept when he said that. I bet you applauded and said, "Yeah, let's do that." And then they did it, and it didn't go your way, so it doesn't matter now.
You know, clearly the main event, but a lot of, you know, had an easy time talking to people about the mechanical realm. And
the mechanical realm.
How dare you?
Dave already had it on the app. Got to meet Dave down there.
What? Dearth.
And I tell you what, Austin was the only person who I asked, "Hey, have you heard of the mechanical realm? It's a flat Earth documentary about, you know, flat Earth working model. Have you heard about it?" He wouldn't even admit that he heard about it, let alone, like, you know, anybody, you know, people like, "Oh, I saw that. It's great. I got to watch it again." You get a lot of that because it's like a lot of information packed into one box. So it takes a few times. It took me a few times too. I still watch it once in a while.
Yeah. Sounds like you got a nice full life.
But I tell you what, man, that fucking guy was cold, disconnected, you know, very just
Android.
I'm sorry?
An android, like a robot type of guy. No humanity. The way he speaks.
You know, I mean, there were a lot of smiles going on. I don't really remember seeing him smile too much. He was like over there with a couple of people. And
oh my
yeah,
God.
brother, because these people think that they have become the protagonists of the flat Earth. They act the same shit. Patricia Shearer and all these people, they think that they have become the face of flat Earth. This is what they were thinking. All these people.
Now they were the face of flat Earth. You certainly would not. I'd never heard of you until about a week ago, right? That's because other people told me about you. I didn't know who you were. These were the face of flat Earth. These were the people that got you into flat Earth. No matter what bullshit stories you're all going to come out with that you all predate them and was around in 2012 or whatever, that's a lie. One of these people that you now don't like got you into flat Earth. You then lost all of your friends and family over flat Earth because you made a fucking idiot of yourself. It's now been proven that you threw your entire life away and you can't accept it. That's the truth.
The sellouts, right?
Hence the coping.
Like, yeah, we are the one. Like, we are like, you know, get the fuck out, dude. You're not doing shit. You're fucking the community up. You're making ridicule. You're making money. You're conning people, right? And
you don't need ridicule. Look at you. And listen to the shit you're coming out with. It just sounds like a 5-year-old that didn't get his own way. Grow up.
You want to think you're going to be there as a star forever? Get the fuck out.
Yeah,
dude.
But this is what we were talking about before. They're not.
These are grown men, by the way. They're all about 60.
They're not totally wrong because they're the stars in the community that they created. It's their community. It's Dave Weiss' community. It's Mark Sergeant's community. It's not our community. Our community is being born now. Again, it's not.
Yeah, we're creating a new community now that we don't have to give any evidence. We don't have to debunk anything. We could just sit and talk about how everyone else is indoctrinated. We'll never enter into debate. We'll never create a model. We won't do a single thing. That's the new community. That'll really catch on, I reckon.
It's not, it wasn't born like 10 years ago. It was, engineered, 10 years ago. It's a prototype. It's filled of like fake flat earthers.
You all fell for it though, didn't you? Didn't you?
And fake leaders. So what kind of a community is this? It's not born yet. It's being born now. So it's right to say, to pretend it's like, one of the,
Oh, it's being born now. That's what all the crying's about, is it? The newborn tears.
The main windows on flat earth in that community because it's theirs, not ours.
No. The community, the real community, because these people were thinking just having dominance on YouTube is going to continue this forever. This was their mistake because this is where they were controlling what goes out and what goes out. The real community was happening on Facebook, on Instagram, also a bit on YouTube. But these people were not expecting that. There were groups, there were things happening on.
Who do they think they're fighting against, by the way? Like, I've said this numerous times and I mean it. I couldn't give a fuck. If Flat Earth dies tomorrow, I'll find something else to point and laugh at. If it doesn't, I'll continue pointing and laughing at Flat Earth, as well as other things. I don't care that they exist. The good thing is that if anybody listens to them anymore, they just need to be pointed in the direction of TFA. Accept the fact that nobody can use the stupid Gleason's map for anything anymore and then quickly forget that they ever thought it might be flat for the 5 minutes that they did. It's not, there's no new people coming.
Other platforms. So now that the playing field is level, that's why he's fucking crying for views. That's why people, even channels like me, have hundreds of times more views than these people. All these clowns combined.
You haven't even got more views than me.
This they never expected, because the playing field is level, it's flat, right? So no more controlling of information, what goes on and what stays in. That
He makes lots of angry points, but I never know which point he thinks he's making because it's nobody else gives a fuck.
has been changed. That is the reason all these things is coming out. Other thing I want to say about the community, we build our community. I have a huge community on Facebook, and that's not from yesterday or today. It's more than 6.
Who's in charge, by the way? Is it Vika or Vlad? Which one's the actual, the real, like the final boss?
7 years of hard work, including my page and the groups. That community was built parallel to the scam art, but today it has more reach and all combined. Go ahead, guys.
What did he just say? His community's got more reach than everyone else combined.
I agree with Sam quite a bit. You know, it seems like it's structured, and a lot of these flat earthers with the air quotes are just there to steer us down the wrong road. They gain your trust, you know. Just
But you wouldn't exist if it wasn't for them. Like, none of you would be sitting there right now pretending the Earth's flat if you hadn't have watched any of these people that you're now pretending were never flat earthers to begin with.
It's like a Weiss or anybody else, and you know they just they're there to make you look bad at the end of the day.
You look bad in the morning, the afternoon, the evening, and at the end of the day. And it's not just because of the ridiculous beard.
Yeah. Aloha has amazing. Aloha has amazing reach also. TikTok and Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I did notice the algorithms change where TikTok started censoring things. My videos don't get as many views there now as they did 3 months ago, but
Because the flat earth community is dying. That's why nobody's flat earth videos, pro or against, get the same views that they did 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 12 months ago. It's dying. Do you not understand it? Or you can pretend all you want. It's nothing to do with the algorithm. It's to do with interest.
Facebook seems to be letting it grow. I'm getting a lot of views on Facebook, but you know, for the first time, I just went through and just tallied up all the views for the last year.
Ain't Facebook and Google the same company now? Are they? Probably not. Maybe I'm wrong there.
In my little views, and I'm a nobody. I don't see myself as anything special at all, but I've got...
Oh, really? Ain't you the person that Jaren runs from whenever he sees you, though? And now you're a nobody. You make your mind up, mate. It's difficult to be humble once you pretend everyone's frightened talking to you.
3 million views in the last 12 months between Facebook and TikTok. So what you're saying is right. We don't need a leader. All of us are leading ourselves. That's the funniest thing about a global...
Oh, why do you all clean Vlad's arse, then, if none of you need a leader? Maybe you should all tell him to fuck off when he starts telling you what to do. I think you all should. Stand up for yourself. Be men. You don't like being ordered around by big government, so tell Vlad to fuck off.
There's a cult. Okay, who's the leader? Who's the leader of the cult? Because I don't know any.
The guy whose channel you're on right now, and Vlad.
It's not David Weiss. I mean, it's not Vika. It's not me. It's none of us. We're not leaders. We're all doing what we feel compelled to do to get the truth out about creation. It's not like there's some big money maker.
You don't even know what the truth is about creation, though, do you? Because you haven't even got a model for creation.
Making scheme behind us. And I know, you guys know I wrote a book. I'm probably going to wait till first of next year to release it because I'm going for that world record again in December from...
He's writing a book. I bet that'd be a page turner.
Hawaii to Hawaii, like Kauai to Mauna Kea this time. If we hit it, we'll have the Guinness Book of World Records. They've already been paid. Their application's already been approved. So I'm waiting for that observation to happen, and so that if it does, I can include that in the book and on the cover of the book. But anyway, I know that I'm gonna have to deal with all the bullshit trolls of, oh, you're grifting and you're selling a book, and yeah, I'm selling something that's so simple that the brand new flat earther can read my book and be like, oh yeah, hell yeah, it's flat. There ain't no doubt about it. It's absolutely flat, and not have to deal.
And then they'll go on the internet and do a bit more research and realise that it's not, because the sun circles in Antarctica. There's 2 points of rotation in the sky, etc., etc., etc.
With all the trolls that they have to read through when they're looking at the comments on Facebook and TikTok. So I'm doing the book in the real world. So flat earthers can say, here you go. And on this, because the face-to-face conversations are more important than the online conversations.
No, they're not. What's your reach? You can go online and reach hundreds, thousands of people, or you can go on the street and talk to one at a time.
And those face-to-face conversations are growing. I think people are getting more courageous and more confident in sharing this, face-to-face.
No, they're not. People are getting less courageous. Most of you don't even turn your cameras on.
With their friends and families.
Yeah, speaking of new books, True Earth Whisperers there in our chat, and he just put out a book just last week, and I highly recommend it. I've already purchased it as well, and am enjoying it. So
Nice.
yeah, just throwing that in there.
Bullshit, Double J. You ain't bought his book. You can't read anyway.
Imagine how many. There's going to be so many good flat Earth books written over the next 5 or 10 years. There's going to be so. I just know it. There's going to be so many of them. I'm going to do it.
There's going to be loads. God, we're gonna leave the internet because it's controlled anyway, and we're just gonna write books, and it's gonna be hilarious, and we're gonna make everyone buy our books, and then when they buy our books, they're gonna read our books. They're all gonna become flat earthers and not gonna look into it anymore. They won't go online and read the debunks. They'll just read the books, what we tell them, and then they'll be flat earthers. Oh my God, put your cocks away. None of this is gonna happen.
Kids book too. I'm gonna call it the Earth System, and I'm gonna have one little kid talking to another kid who is a indoctrinated globe proponent from the public school system versus a homeschool flat earther, and have them going back and forth with their ideas. But I'll do it. It'll be called the Earth Plane, the Earth System, making fun of the solar system. That the solar system is a scientific absurdity, and we'll have this little kid in the book, just schooling his friend, and then telling his friend, "Look, come out here and look at the stars with me one night." And
you can't even explain the sun in the sky. You can't even explain this rotations of the stars. You want to stay the fuck away from the solar system, mate.
They'll watch the stars. Say, look, on the flat Earth model, this works perfect. So it's going to be
No, it doesn't. Because there's 2 points of rotation. Undeniable.
cool little conversation between two kids. And that might even be a better book than my top 10 book. I don't know, but we'll see. But I know there's going to be so much more good flat Earth information coming out over the next 5 or 10 years that I used to wonder if flat Earth will become mainstream in my lifetime. Now I have no doubt about it. I think.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It's at the level of delusion. You come and see me when flat Earth's mainstream and everyone thinks the Earth's flat. That's never going to happen. And if everything gets exposed and it was all fake and it was flat all along, blah, 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 then I will humbly apologize. I don't anticipate that.
Within the next 5 to 10 years, everybody knows the Earth is flat and stationary. If they don't want to they don't have to like it. They may not want to admit it.
Couldn't give a fuck. You just can't accept that you've been lied to. No, I can just see the sun setting.
And we'll probably battle some of the trolls forever. But within the next 5 to 10 years, we win big time.
Yeah, you look like a bunch of winners.
People all wrapped up in
whiners. Sorry.
Politics right now, bro. It's such a bombardment. That
yeah, like you said about the cult,
man.
The cult thing. It's like we're such the opposite. We are all in our individual journeys here. We've had to unlearn everything. That's the highest form of education, is being able to unlearn and learn to think for yourself is one of the biggest part of getting where we are. So to accuse us of being in some cult is pretty preposterous.
Whatever you say, Double J.
It really is.
Yeah. It's quite the opposite.
No, it's, we're all trying to teach each other how to be our own leaders and work our own talents and connect with the creator within us all. So I really don't understand how that's a cult. And
so maybe change the subject.
Yeah, sign me up.
Right?
Are we ever going to get to Jaren and Professor Dave, or are we just going to keep coping?
No, there's not a lot of bullying going on,
Yeah, just bullies the other side. These are the real men.
Keith, I think it's great that you're going to write a book about this, bro. I think you should. I think with the way you can speak, bro, you should write as many books as you can get your hands on.
Yeah, he's one of the smart ones. He can string a sentence together. Write a book then, definitely.
And trickle them out or dump them all at once, whatever you want. But the information's got to get out there. And that's a really great way to get it into the hands of people.
That'll do for today. I promise you, eventually they will probably, hopefully at some point, start addressing the Jaren and Professor Dave thing that they pretend that they're going to talk about. But at the moment, they're still crying. Pass the Kleenex for these people. And I'll see you next time, hopefully for the actual beginning of this breakdown that they're going to try and do with Jaron talking to Professor Dave. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, etc. See you later.